So we will connect to the center, and from that connection to the center, we can really connect to everyone else for who they are. Because if I try to relate to everyone without the common connection to our center, I'm not relating to the actual person. I'm not honoring the person for who they are in connection to their center. I'm relating to them, who knows in which way. Sometimes as an object. Many times without considering the common center, we tend to objectify people. That's not very romantic. That's not very loving, to treat each other as objects, basically. So first we have to acknowledge the common center. From there, relate to each other. So in that way, our love for the center, our love for Krishna, let's say, has to be reflected in how we relate to everything else. It cannot be otherwise. As you mentioned, if I say I love Krishna so much, but then I'm like a dictator to everyone else around me, then I will tell you, you don't love Krishna at all. The same way you are treating everyone else, that's how you are actually treating Krishna. Although externally it seems that you are offering whatever, that address to God has to be reflected in everything else. If you really love God, you will see God's presence everywhere. That's the symptom in Scripture. If you have love for someone, you will feel the presence of the object of your love everywhere. And you will relate accordingly to that. There's a few verses in the Bhagavatam, in the third canto, where Kapila Dev is talking about in this regard. Sorry that I don't have the exact numbers in my mind, but we can look for them because I was talking about it the other day. Where Kapila Dev is speaking about worship of the deity, which is another way of saying loving God, and how what happens, or how he considers those who worship the deity, but who neglect their relationships with other people. And Kapila Dev speaks quite strongly. Yeah, it's like pouring ashes onto the fire, he will say. Your worship...
Ghee in the ashes.
Sorry, ghee in the ashes. He's saying basically your worship of the deity is useless. If you worship God and mistreat other people, what you are doing is a show in the altar. You are just performing some facade to cheat others, to cheat yourself. But if you say I love God, but you are violent, mistreating to other people, that's an insult to God, basically.